Welcome to Dancing in the Rain, my first quilt project for the YouTube channel. As you can tell that the wall hanging has not been quilted, by the way it's kind of hanging there and kind of wrinkly. It does need a good pressing and needs to be quilted down, but that is the project, the finished flimsy, or the top as some people call it. I have taken a traditional log cabin and created this new and different pattern from it. So to create this wonderful wall hanging, you need to start with the concept of the log cabin. Here is the center of the log cabin block. This is the center. So for cutting, this is a 4.5 inch square. You'll need 4 of them for this project. This is a 4.5 by 2 inch 4.5 by 2.5 inch rectangle that has been made into a flying geese by adding these blue 2.5 inch blue squares and making the flying geese. You'll need 8 of them per block, 8 of those 2.5 inch squares to make that. This is another 2.5 inch square. All of these yellow squares are 2.5 inches, which makes it very nice. All of the yellow squares are 2.5 inches. And that makes it very nice for calculating and for cutting. So that tells you how to cut the center block. So we got a 4.5 inch square, 2.5 by 4.5 inch rectangle, blue are 2.5 inch squares. This is a 2.5 inch square, and you can make it as scrappy as you like. I chose to use different yellows. You may choose to use all the same. Now, when it comes to the rounds of the log cabin, the first round, the blue and the white are the same. They are the same length, the same width. So again, that makes it very good for your cutting. So for that first round, you will be cutting a 8.5 inch strip by 2.5 of white. You'll be cutting an 8.5 by 2.5 inch strip for blue. Now I chose to use the same white throughout. You may choose not to. I chose to use the same blue here, the same blue here. Here is what I call my weaver mistake. A lot of weavers make their projects with one flaw in it to prove or to represent, I guess you should say, that no one is perfect except God is the only entity that's perfect. So there's my quote weaver flaw, is that I put this fabric twice in that one block. The rest of my blocks only have one, the fabric featured one time per block. You could do all of your colors different. This does not have to match this. You could have these be different blues. You could choose to have all your blues be one pattern. That's really up to you, and that's the great thing about quilting, is that you have so many choices. So back to this square here. Again, we're talking about the cutting directions for the first round of that log cabin. The white and the blue are cut at 8.5 times 2.5 for the strips, and the corner blocks of yellow are 2.5. For the second round, we go to 12.5. So this is cut at 12.5, 12.5, 12.5, 12.5, again at your 2.5. Then you go to the third row. The third row again is cut at 16. So this is 16 by 2.5, 16 by 2.5, 16 by 2.5, 16 by 2.5, again giving you that square shape, adding the square in the corner. Now the tricky part does come when you get to the next round. You have your main white strip. The white strip is cut at 20 by 2.5 for that outer row. But now when we get to the blue, it's going to be a little different, because this blue strip, which is cut at 17.5 has a half square triangle. Here's your half square triangle that you put in, and then another square, 2.5 inch square here. So again, this part here is a little bit different. 17.5, I believe. Yes, indeed. And then it has, instead of it cut the blue, here the blue does come all the way over to underneath the previous yellow. Here, under the previous yellow, you have your half square triangle. Then to make the center of this triangle, you are going to actually be using 2.5 inch squares, putting them together in this configuration to make that center star. So I hope you like my creation. Again, it does need to be ironed, needs to be quilted, and it's hanging kind of wimpy there. Truth be known, it's got a couple staples in it to keep it on the wall, and that is all. So this is my first try at a YouTube video project. I hope, oh, there's my kitty cat hanging out. I hope you like it. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. I hope to make many more projects and to have them featured here. Again, thank you so much for watching Dancing in the Rain quilts, and it's under Cindy Dances in the Rain Quilts, and I am Cindy. Again, thank you so much and have a great day. God bless you.